I'm very intrigued to hear what this guy has to say on the biggest stage on the biggest day. Let's get to Southfield. Jeff in Southfield. Jeff, what's up?
Thanks for the vine, Jim. Hey, Cleveland Browns fan, Detroit Lions fan here. When you went 0-16, you took our title as the NFL's laughingstock. In a strong move to get it back, we hired Matt Patricia. Hey, Matt, it doesn't take a degree in rocket science to know for those shirts by Untuckit to work, you have to button them. Meanwhile, how did you respond, Cleveland? By making a series of great moves and becoming America's team. That's no way to bottom us, Cleveland. You lost your losing focus and you choked, Cleveland. Face it, Cleveland, the Browns might be the guy who couldn't get laid in high school or in college, but the Lions are the guy who couldn't get laid in a porno. Hey, Cal, you can think Las Vegas is classy and glamorous. I think Las Vegas is what happens when that place Robert Kraft went to puts blackjack tables in its lobby. Hey, Cal, it's time you admitted casinos are not where supermodels go to hook up with men who look and dress like James Bond. Casinos are where prostitutes go to hook up with dudes who make Matt Patricia look dapper. Hey, Cal, instead of going all in on being a drunk clown, ante up on having some character, kid. Hey, Jeff in Richmond, just because your local restaurants let you take longer than an Adam Hawk marathon to phone in your daily carryout order doesn't mean we're going to let you rest your phone on your shoulder. Hey, Jeff, I'll believe you can afford luxury sleds and Armani suits when I see some evidence that you can afford Bluetooth. Hey, Jeff, the only 10-acre estate I'm seeing is your ass. Hey, Jim, Mike in Indy is so full of himself, he thinks the reason why this is the last Smackoff is because next year you'll be renaming it the Mike in Indy Classic. Jim, sources have confirmed Brad in Corona is taking a dive. It seems Brad's obsession with personal appearance has gotten him into deep debt from the purchase of personal grooming products. His debt is so deep, he needs to mortgage his house. But unfortunately for Brad, he lives in Corona, so his house is worth less than the grooming products within it. Fortunately for Brad, he is favored so heavily over the field that if he bets the field, he can make millions, which would almost pay off his grooming-related debts. Jim, I'm in agreement with Jules from Pulp Fiction when it comes to Caleb in Green Bay. I wouldn't go so far as to call my man fat. I mean, my man's got a weight problem, but what do you expect? My man's Wisconsin-Moan. And Caleb has a great excuse for living with his parents. He lives in that complete cultural void known as Green Bay. There's not a damn thing to do outside of his parents' house. Everyone who lives in Green Bay should live with their parents so they can save money to afford the drugs they need to cope with living in that boring, frozen hell. And I don't want to hear how Green Bay is like a college town. How is Green Bay like a college town? Let's see. You've replaced the cap and gown with a cheese hat and snow parka. You've replaced professors with plant managers. You've replaced students with plant workers. And you've replaced classrooms and books with break rooms and porno mags. The only way that's like a college town is if we're talking about Ohio State. Boom. Hey, Jim Harbaugh, see how I just crushed Ohio State? Why can't you? Speaking of colleges, props to Jake on his acceptance to Wisconsin. Now that the matter is settled, I can express my disdain for Arizona State. Jake, I know Arizona State was your fallback school, but bro, that's not a fallback school. That's a you fallen and can't get up school. That degree should come with a life alert necklace. You would be taken more seriously with a degree from the University of Spring Break. You'd get a better job with a degree from Fake DeVry. And then the most damning statement imaginable, Jake, in the middle of Arizona State's campus is a statue of Adam Hawk that reads, "One day, we'll all be working for this guy." And finally, Jim, am I the only one who pictures Leffen Laguna being Willy Wonka's kid and he spends his days riding chocolate roller coasters and playing with genuine Oompa Loompas? Well, they're all genuine except two. The fatter, balder one is Jay Moore, and the one wearing lifts to be tall enough is Mark in Hollywood. Makes sense if you follow their career trajectories. Hey, Lef, I won't ever hassle celebrities for cameos like some annoying pest because I respect myself. And Lef, when you're so insanely blind to boundaries that you force Jim to build a new secret location studio, that's when you deserve to be called a selfish idiot. Furthermore, oh my God, Jim, Arthur Fonzarelli just came through my door, and he's grabbing my phone. Hey, Jeff, I did get a second date with Pinky Tuscadero, and the bed I took her to was in the spare bedroom of Mr. and Mrs. Cunningham's house, where I scored. And the reason I lived there is because I was also scoring with Mrs. C. And the reason I hung with teenagers at Arnold's isn't because I'm some creepy loser. It's because I like to help the young people work through their problems so they can become strong and healthy adults. So sit on it, Jeff. Hey! Damn, Fonz, I'd say you showed me, but you blew it with that help the young people become strong, healthy adults crap. If that's true, then what the hell happened to Chachi, Fonz? Hey, Fonz, have you seen the show Scott Baio is 45 and not married and a completely unimpressive clown? Hey! That'll wrap it, Jim. I'm going to hang up my phone, go to that Canadian health food store known as Tim Hortons because I want my donuts. I don't care if you have to fly.
Hey! Man, he's got that plane down barely, didn't he? Barely. Alvin was about to smash that hammer, but like all the great ones, he had a sense, right?